Hello, everybody. This is Operator Panther. It's been a while, and today is the first day that I would be starting something new on my channel. I've been wanting to do this since 2 years ago, and I am joined here by Iron Mike, 1775 Sergeant. He's a U.S. Army and United States veteran in real life, and he has been playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint to start with for more than 3 years. I did met him during COVID, golden days of second generation, I would say, milsim for consoles, specifically for Ghost Recon Breakpoint, where I meet good and bad people, but most of the time I'm glad that it gave me a good experience to meet good people like Mikey. So without further ado, here is Iron Mike 1775 Sergeant, aka Wantong.
How's it going, guys? Um, yeah, as you know, like Panther has said, I am a dual uh, veteran from two different branches, United States Marine Corps and United States Army. Along with the United States Army, I also was deployed over to Iraq in 2003 to 2004, 2005 to 2006, and 2007 to 2009. That made me a combat veteran. Okay. Um, Outside of that, yes, I have military background to include being a gamer from the old school days of television, going to Nintendo, going to Nintendo or Super Nintendo's Nintendo 64, going all the way up into the PlayStation 1 and 2. I missed out on PlayStation 3, came in late on PlayStation 4. But I didn't start getting into the milsim until about around 2007. Okay, the milsim wasn't even recognized as a milsim yet. It was derived by the guilds, clans, leagues, and hordes off of PC games, and it really hadn't hit the consoles as of yet until like later of 2007, going into 2008, when Halo 4 came out. When Halo 4 came out, it inspired a lot of clans of doing some tactical type stuff in Halo, applying certain type of tactics that was unorthodox, but not conventional or unconventional at all. But it was like a procedure that we all did on Halo to prep our guys and our clans, and then we ended up cross-talking with other clans that was associated with us, that was friends with us and stuff, that we would pair up and take on other clans. And we started discussing about coming up with a military simulation game, which would become milsim.
Nice,
Okay,
nice, nice.
there at the beginning, it was very unique and different. It was still in the planning stages, and the two groups that I was a part of, RNG, Z Squad, and I can't remember the other clan, but we were very well good friends with them and everything. Well, anyways, the two owners ended up getting into a heated argument. When that happened, the the milsim idea split into two. When when that happened, then you had two different ideas of what milsim is going to be, and one had to do with actual freaking military tactics, which at that point I wasn't a part of because I had been offline for a good bit due to a situation personal. Basically, I threw my freaking Xbox 360 onto the floor at the time with Halo 4 in it, and I didn't come back on the game until like right around 2017, 18 ish. Um, Breakpoint Wildlands has already had came out. The starting of COVID hadn't even came into full fruition yet, not until 2019, until they started naming it COVID-19
Yeah.
because of the guy that passed away. So what ended up happening was that um, I was trying to be a part of a couple of clans since then, and what I found was is that um, finding egos more so than before. You had to me right now that there's like either two different types of freaking mill sims that's out there, and then there is a third. Those are the guys that either are serious and casual, or they are uh, pro. You know what I mean? Freaking, they're extremely serious on what they're wanting to do. So the only thing I can suggest to the people that's out there right now, um, when it comes across playing games and everything, is to seek them out and then freaking test the waters. And if it does not fit you, or affects you the way that you play and how you feel about playing that game with them in the milsim, then freaking leave that milsim and then go to another milsim.
Right,
But
right.
leave it in with good intentions. Leave it on good grounds, not on bad grounds. You know
So,
what I mean?
before we can actually proceed to that, Mike, a lot of our, some of our subscribers here aren't really aware on what exactly we're talking, like even the term like milsim. So, uh, for me, guys, you've been watching my videos. Some of you guys are a big fan of like real life interpretation that is transition to the game. That's what I mostly do, and I appreciate you guys like watching me and supporting me, especially during COVID times. So, MILSIM is an acronym of military simulation. So,
Yes.
um, in your opinion, Mike, was Milsim more for it started more with real combat veterans, or was it transition from airsoft players that wanted to transition that into like a virtual uh, play style that they're doing?
Not at all. What it was um, a group of us in our clans or friends and everything of those clans wanted to provide uh, you know realism tactics involved into the games that we were playing.
Right.
With that, having fun doing it, promoting fun, but also building a rapport that sets us as a group different from everybody else. So from that, you build the military simulation aspect of it with your rules and guidelines that you had in your clan to incorporate it into the military simulation part, which now, which I'm understanding, every free milsim that's out there right now has a standard operating procedure.
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
yeah.
which is an SOP or a
Mm-hmm.
field manual. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
But um, but we had a mixture of regular gamers, casual gamers, serious competitive gamers, to having veterans. All right, but it wasn't built off of just veterans alone. No, it was just a group of us that who liked, like for instance, playing freaking Halo 4. You know, one in particular, we had a dear friend of ours from RNG that was there at the beginning of it when it started off. He loved Halo a lot, and Ooga Booga, one of my good dear friends from up there in Canada, and
Yes.
Panther knows him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, his name was Uncle AJ, and that's what he called him. That's what everybody called him. Well, I ended up knowing this guy after his service and everything because every time that they had a birthday year or anniversary or what have you, they would bring the old timer veterans back to us while we're doing certain types of functions there on the base with our units and everything, and they would be there. So I met him in person one time, and then when I got involved with the RNG, and behold, he was there, and I had no idea, but he was already sick. He was offline there for a while, and then he ended up passing away. When I came involved with RNG, it was right around the time frame where they was doing a memorial for him, and the owners and some of the other officers of the clan and everything was asking me for assistance of constructing something that would be armable for him. And they invited his family in, and this and that, blah blah blah. Next thing you know, I ended up meeting everybody else at that time, and I'm telling you, it was not built off of military, but it was built off of the love of the game that you're playing, that you're applying those SOPs to, or the way that you play as a collective, as a group, like a milsim, you know,
See,
for instance,
that's
or
a very
like
nice
us as EDT.
yeah, that's a very nice thing because I was gonna actually tell you that some of our viewers here would be asking the question to themselves like, why do I need, or why do you guys do the milsim when the why do you implement this when the game already provides you that the game is already in military? So this is where the answer would be is it was never like to be like in the military. That doesn't mean that you have to be a veteran. It wasn't created just for that, but it's to create. It's not, you know, it's not just because you're good at Call of Duty 360 scoping and sliding. That's fine. That's still a war game, still a military game. But what we're trying to implement here, when we're doing like milsim, was the structure, the the SOPs that Mikey is doing, the improving a game that's that you like to play. And for me, I've been telling everybody like I've been talking to Mike. I never had any Milsim experience, but in my heart, I've always wanted to play Milsim experience. Like I'm a SOCOM like game. Like I play the SOCOM games. I'm a veteran in that game. I played every SOCOM game from the very last one and from the PSP one where they have SOCOM tactics, and I like it, but I never fully understood it. Like
I
when you're
played the
actually,
ripoff, and
yeah,
I've also played SOCOM 2,
yeah, yeah,
SOCOM 1, and SOCOM 2.
yeah,
I never played the other ones.
yeah.
I wanted
So
to, but
when I played those games, like be honest, when I was in PC, the first I would say realistic military simulations was Delta Force. that was that was crazy. I never fully understood the game, like you shoot an enemy at like freaking 500 meters, you don't see where the shot is coming from. It's you hike like one clicks away from the objective. Those type of shit. It's like the terrain is going up and down. You get tired, when when you climb, when you go up the hill and all these things, and you get shot once, you die. So those are, I never fully understood until I joined Milsim. And what Milsim did for me was, to open up my eyes. So if you guys see my videos, sometimes I would be playing like non-tactical games like zombie games or other games, but you would probably see now that when I'm playing, I try to implement like tactics to it, not to rush, not to make the game. Yeah, you can play a game like easy if you're relaxed, but we're talking about like implementing the structure here. So, Mike, what do you think is uh, the benefits of an average gamer who doesn't know anything about Milsim? They would wanna maybe try our game. Maybe they would wanna be joining like a Milsim later on. Like maybe someone's will be watching this and they don't know what Milsim, and now they know, they have an idea on what Milsim is, and they wanna try it out. They probably wanna join like a random Discord group. What would be your advice to them, and what would be your suggestion?
My advice is to uh, test the waters. Okay, feel them out, see what they're about and everything. Ask questions because not uh, one question is not a stupid question. The only stupid question is a question that's never been asked. So always remember that. Okay, regardless if you're joining into something or feeling them out or what have you. Okay. Secondly, look at the pros and cons. What are you going to be gaining from it, and what is going to be taken away from it? Okay, what's going to be hindering you? Okay, it really is not going to hinder you. The only thing it's going to do, really, in theory, if you commit to it and stay dedicated to it, regardless if it's a mil sim, regardless if it's a realism, regardless if it's a Discord group, look at the aspect of what it's going to be providing for you. Is it going to improve you and your gaming style? Okay. Are they adapting to you or are you adapting to them? Is it going to be a push and shove or if it's going to be abrasive, like going up against the grain? If it's going up against the grain, then I would say back away from it, but freaking be peaceful about it. Okay. And still leave that door open, you know, but do it in a fashion to where you need to make up your mind what it is that you're seeking. If they're not providing what it is that you're seeking, then you can always research something else that is going to fit you and what it is that you're wanting to achieve. Okay, freaking, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But as far as like benefits goes, there's a lot of benefits. One, you start uh, filling out other people, the way that they play, the way that they see things, and then you're going to end up finding yourself freaking emulating something of what they're doing too and applying it to your play style. So you end up gaining growth as a gamer. So therefore, regardless what it is that you're wanting to join, whether it's a milsim, realism, EDT, Discord, what have you, it's going to improve you. You know, so that's the thing that you need to concentrate on. Um, when you're getting involved in something like that. Like us, for instance, over here at EDT, what we have an open invitation. All right. Back when Jeremy was alive, we've always played with some random people. And the first thing that he always had uh, hit it on was the fact that the cohesiveness, teamwork, communication, and come up and building a camaraderie. Those are the things that you're looking for. Ultimately, even though you don't think about it all the time, that's where it produces fun into a game or into a time that you're putting into something. And therefore, when you have those already achieved of freaking having the cohesiveness of teamwork and all that kind of stuff, therefore you start building you as a productive member of that team or that squad or what have you. And you're then you'll be raising your bar unknowingly to yourself, that you're raising that bar, that medal, that your personal medal, what you're seeking out. Mission Essential Task List. That's what that stands for. Okay. For instance, freaking, and next thing you know, man, skies is the limit. And freaking next thing you know, you're doing things that you didn't even think that you'd be doing like years ago. You wouldn't
Yes,
even see yourself doing.
I totally
And
agree with
by
that.
myself, I'm the same way.
Yeah, yeah. But just a piece of advice for everyone out there that you know you eventually, some of you guys are probably already in a milsim, or you're still interested in milsim. I know, and I've been there. I know you guys are seeking the truth. Piece of advice: there's you can never get the full truth in a milsim. So,
Exactly.
as what Mikey was saying here, they have an OPSEC. There are some things that you cannot say, you cannot provide a civilian, because that's just against the law. And at the same time too, if you really are interested in knowing like real stuff going beyond, just sign up for the military. That's it. Or you don't want to be in the military, go for like private security. If you have access to like shooting range or survival craft, all those things, learn those. Those are like the essentials that you can gain closing in to being in the military if you don't want to be in an actual military. However, this is kind of like a sample, an introduction of showing you something that you can experience, but obviously it's not the full experience that you will get. It's never gonna be, even in like airsoft, no matter how good they are, no matter how crazy they are, it's never gonna be the same in like a real life service. So you still gotta respect the uh, that that it's still a game, but you're developing structure. And for me, it's more like later on you get to appreciate like our veterans, service members. You get to know more of the history. You get to appreciate more why they exist and why they're there in the first place. So it's all like a branch of something that you can learn from. So those are just a piece of advice, because a lot of you guys would be questioning this and that, and you'll be meeting like people that are also non-vets that they don't know what they're talking about. They only like Google. They probably learn a thing or two from real vets, but it's never really gonna be the real thing. That's why what Mike is saying. There's three types of gamers. Or in Millicent, there's the pro, there's the casual gamer, and there's the one that's like trying to find something but really not really into it, but still willing to learn. So it's you gotta know what is beneficial for you. So we're gonna take a little bit of break here, and we're gonna come back, and we're gonna be talking more about how me and Mikey met, and after this break.